Hey Skoolie Scouts. I shot and edited a whole other video, but I'm not going to post it. I couldn't get the words right, and it's the kind of video where you have to get the words right. So instead this week I'm posting a video I shot actually a year ago, almost a year ago to the day. By the time I edited it and was ready to post it, it was warm out. It was summertime and, well, spring anyway. And I didn't feel like this info about diesel trucks and wintertime was going to be all that useful. But now it's cold. And I'm seeing questions pop up about cold starts all over the place on the skoolie groups. You've seen me struggle to start up in winter before. That's not anything new. But I shot this video before I knew certain things. And by that, I mean both I was ignorant and there were things wrong with the bus that I didn't know about. So step into the Wayback Machine with me, will you? Let's meet February 2020 Mary.
Maximalist Minibus with Mary and Captain and you. Get on the bus!
Diesel engines in winter don't really mix. So I'm going to use this opportunity while I'm traveling in the wintertime to show you how I get my Ford E350 cutaway short school bus Max started on a cold winter day.
Last night we stayed here at Cracker Barrel, me and my buddy Captain. Kind of cold, huh? It was chilly, I'm not gonna lie. It's chilly here, but nothing like Flagstaff. It got down to single digits in Flagstaff. Right now it's 27. Last night it was 21. We're not alone in this parking lot here at Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel was kind of populated last night with RVs and so forth. A Class B, a high-top van, and I'm pretty sure someone's living in that U-Haul too. Now, if we go over here to the other side, there's a great big Class A rental RV. And I think we've got all the socioeconomic bases covered because there's a couple of people sleeping on the ground in this gully back here. And they're a little bit protected from the wind and stuff there, but man, sleeping outside in this weather, wow. I had this pair of socks I bought yesterday, they're heated socks. And honestly, they need them more than I do. So I just walked over there. They're both still asleep. I don't know if it's a man and a woman. I don't know who's in there. They're just totally covered with stuff. But I left the socks there between them, so I don't know. Man, that's brutal, sleeping outside in weather like this. I'm doing a little experiment, because in Flagstaff, the problem was in the morning, I couldn't get the bus started. Had to call roadside assistance for a jump. Ain't no shame in that. That's what I got roadside assistance for, right? Well, I gotta jump in here. We don't have roadside assistance anymore. Good Sam dumped me. Good Sam is supposed to be short for Good Samaritan. I guess we had too many incidents like the one in Flagstaff where we needed to jump. Just too many. Oh well. And I've been kind of a wimp about running my diesel air heater. I'm not worried about fuel because it uses almost no fuel, but I do worry about the battery because it's connected to my starting battery, and I do want to change that, but I haven't changed it yet. It's been a year. Have I changed that yet? No. It's on the list. So I've been really sparingly running it. So I'll run it, get it warm in there, then jump into bed. Usually get up, turn it on for an hour, go back to bed, and then get up, and it'll be warmer by then. By then the sun's out, it's usually a few degrees warmer, and I shut it off. I have no idea how much power the heater actually uses. Nope, still don't know that either. My little friend here, he's used to the temperature in San Diego, California, and that's a lot warmer than anywhere he's going to be in the next several months. So I kind of wanted to ease him into that. So last night I did a little experiment. I ran the heat most of the night. Starting battery's gonna have issues anyway because it's cold. So now I ran the heater, so I don't know what's gonna happen. Be aware that when I say the battery, the battery's too low to start the vehicle, I'm not letting the battery drain to nothing, and you should never let your batteries drain to nothing because you're really killing their lifespan. Just remember that February 2020 Mary said that. Hang on to that statement.
You notice I said batteries, plural, and not battery. That's because this bus takes 2 batteries, and if they're low at all, and low could be like 13 volts, if they're low at all, we're not going to be able to start. Diesel vehicles are harder to start than gasoline vehicles because of the fuel itself. Gasoline is light, it's not that dense, and it's very volatile. So when you spray gasoline into the cylinder, it starts to vaporize pretty much immediately. So then the spark plug sends a spark in, and boom, there's your combustion. Diesel is heavy and it's dense and it's not that volatile, so you've got to get it's got to be under high pressure and also high temperature in order to combust. It doesn't need a spark to combust, but it does need that high heat and that high pressure.
I actually think that's pretty good. I think it's right. Good job.
So to start a gas vehicle, you don't need heat because you have spark. To start a diesel vehicle, you need heat before you're going to combust, and that means you've got to create that warm space in the middle of this ice-cold engine block.
Most diesel buses, trucks, whatever, are equipped with a block heater, so that when you're in really cold weather, you plug it in at night.
My bus didn't come with one because I bought it in Southern California. I had to have one installed. What the block heater does is it heats the engine block. The problem is, on the road like this, how am I going to plug in a block heater?
So I could plug it into my solar, but it's about 1,000 watts continuous, and it can only handle that for 1 hour.
Which means that every time I'm cold starting on the road, I am cold starting, like really cold starting with a cold engine block. That's going to take some doing. If you're trying to get them started and it's really cold out,
and you haven't been able to plug in the block heater,
you are going to use a lot of battery, and your battery's going to run down. That's why the battery's an issue here.
Well, that's one reason there's a battery issue. There are other issues, as we'll see. I'm going to try to start up right now. We're going to see what happens. So I'm doing the glow plug tick down thing again, like I did before.
Glow plugs don't tick, okay? The sound you hear is the glow plug relay. When I turn the ignition, it sends power to the glow plug relay, and the glow plug relay tells the glow plugs to wake up. It's like their alarm clock. So then I let it tick all the way down, and it'll tick for like a minute in the wintertime usually. Then I hope for the best.
Okay, so after this tick down, we're gonna try to start it, see what happens. And I should know right away from the sound how badly the running the heater affected things. Ticking stopped. Here we go. Yeah, that battery's low. Maybe we're gonna get it though. Yeah, that's gonna need some help. So, gonna get the charger out. The jumper, that is. After seeing this footage, I started brushing my hair a lot more often, making sure I got the back.
This jump pack is made by a company called Beat It, and I have had really good luck with it. It's designed for larger diesel engines. It goes up to an 8-liter diesel engine. Mine's a 7.3. We can attach these and we can see what the voltage is on this battery.
So I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to see this. Let's see. That says 12.2 volts, which is definitely not enough to start this thing. So now we're gonna plug it into the magic charger.
We're going to plug the clamps right into here.
Okay, so the charger it went down from 100 to 89 and 86 as soon as I attached it. So it's putting some juice into the battery right now. And now I'm going to try to start it again. Nope, 73% on this. So we should still be able to try it some more.
We can use this down to 40%. So we can try again. I don't know if we'll be able to try a third time, but we can try again. We're going to get it this time. It's going to be fine.
Took a little longer, a little more energy than I was hoping for, but I did get it started, and that's what matters. So once we're started, you know. This thing, once it's up, it's up. So we're up. All right. I wish I could say that was the last bit of starting trouble we had on that trip, but it wasn't. I had problems starting up every day for the rest of the trip, and I was chalking it all up to how cold it was, the glow plugs being cold and having no place to plug in the block heater, which is partially right, but there's more to it, and I didn't really find out exactly what I'd done wrong until May. Remember this guy?
There's something wrong.
Okay.
Now, is if you have a lot of things that that take voltage with the key off. If you ever see
I have solar. Everything's plugged into solar.
Okay, but if it requires energy while the ignition switch is in the off position, it is constantly drawing. It will take them down to 0.
Well, here's what happened.
You probably remember that I accidentally left the ignition in the on position all night, and in the morning the battery was dead. Yeah, that's not good. Don't do that. Another time I left a 150 watt inverter plugged into the cigarette lighter plug after I stopped driving. That is also not good.
The battery loses life when it dies. It never comes back. If it dies and you jump it, it's down to 94% of the best the battery could ever be.
Yeah.
And that's 94% of whatever the battery's condition at that point is. You let it die again, it loses probably another 30%. I'm just gonna leave this as we're gonna get you some new batteries on Monday.
Yes, I like that. So there you have it. I killed my batteries. That's the number one reason I was having so much trouble. That doesn't negate any of the other things you need to keep in mind in the wintertime. Now I have 2 deep cycle batteries, and that gets me through most things. I mean, I can start up most days, even if the glow plugs are dead cold, because now I have lots of cranking power. I also have the ability to put the plugs on solar for maybe like an hour if it's necessary. I couldn't do that every day, but occasionally I can do that. When I'm at my mother's house, I just plug in both the battery saver and the block heater every night. So if you are in a place where you have electricity, I highly recommend that you get a battery saver and that you do exactly what I just said. There you go. And pretty soon I'm going to start all the renovations I talked about last week, so keep an eye out. I'll see you then.